Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well. Hope everyone out there is having a fantastic day wherever you are, wherever you might be, and that you're all doing great. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Very big thank you to everyone who leaves a like on the videos as well. It does help out a lot. And without any further ado, let's jump right into it. Yeah, you know what's been going on. If you haven't been here, you somehow managed to miss it. I don't know how. Companies are kind of completely swarming around the cryptocurrency space now. This is because of a number of factors, but the core, like the very center of it, has to do with the, and I don't want to use the word the end of, but the potential end of fiat currencies. I couldn't find any other way to actually say it. We're seeing a huge amount of capital moving away from other assets, whether that be gold or real estate, and moving nearly exclusively into cryptocurrencies. Some of these companies are a bit more intense than others, and for whatever reason, their acquisition levels are kind of like getting a little bit out of hand, but we've been going over that for a while. It appears that within the next couple of months, they kind of want everything for themselves. People thought that sounded dramatic last year and at the beginning of this year. No, it's a game that they love to play where they basically absorb everything before anyone else can figure out what's going on. In popular question mark news, I don't know if the word popular fits there, but it definitely was all over the place. There's a company by the name of Bitmine. They were a Bitcoin mining company, and then they randomly announced one day that they were going to switch over exclusively, as far as we heard, to Ethereum. We heard when they had 700,000 Ether, then 1.1 million, then 1.4, then 1.8. I assume you know exactly what's happened because that's just the general course that we've been moving in. Bitmine's Ether treasury now has more than 2 million Ether. Yeah, 2,069,443 Ether, making Bitmine one of the largest public Ethereum treasuries. I'm pretty sure this makes them the largest, like not one of the largest. I'm pretty sure, unless there's some other news that has recently popped up or someone came forward and said that their company has 7 million. I'm pretty sure Bitmine is now the largest. The company also disclosed, wow, that they have 192 Bitcoin left. And $266 million in cash, and a $20 million strategic investment and in 8Co Holdings WorldCoin focused treasury. Oh gosh, not this thing. If you missed that as well and don't know what WorldCoin is, there's a reason for it. WorldCoin is like a literal scam that someone invented. I think it was like 2 years ago. The point of the coin is meant to be like, you know, the next generation of Bitcoin. But every other coin has said that they are the next generation of Bitcoin. WorldCoin was touted as this way that, you know, everyone around the world would be able to have some WorldCoin and we'd all live in peace and harmony. But the dystopian way that they need to give you the actual WorldCoin is by scanning your biometric data. And only they hold the biometric data. They say they're not going to use it. If that's the case, why would you need it? That's like someone asking for your license plates and for your ID number and going, I'm never going to use it though. Well, buddy boy, you're asking for it. And then we found out, you can also Google this because we were going over this last year when I told you it was a scam. There were also, we found out that a lot of people were actually signing up to WorldCoin, and people were like, look, see, something good is happening. No, they were, this isn't even allegedly, they were. They were going to very poor countries, and they were telling the people there that they would give them $20 free to be able to eat and to be able to buy clothes and pay their rent. And they were paying these people in WorldCoin, not in US dollars or any other currency. They were paying them in WorldCoin, which was dramatically falling in price. And then since about maybe 2 or 3 weeks now, there was like a resurgence. Is probably capital behind the scenes that realized that this was failing. And they're trying to get tons of people back into the project by saying, look, rich people buying. No. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I dare even say Solana, Tron, XRP do not require your fingerprints. They do not require an iris scan of any sort. So I say this in the nicest way, you know. Okay. Yes. Bitmine currently has 2 million Ether. This was to be expected in a number of ways. That's just kind of the way that things have kind of been moving. I wholeheartedly expect within the next couple of weeks, this company is probably going to have around 3.1 million Ether. It seems incredibly believable. A lot of the other companies are doing, like, they're following the exact same trend. This isn't anything special or weird. Nope, they're all doing the basic same thing. If you missed as well, a month ago, a number of these companies came forward, and I don't thought if they were being nice or benevolent or whatever the case might have been, but they were all like, no. Like, we don't want all the Ether. We just want between like 5 to 7% of the supply. And I was like, well, if there's 20 of you doing the exact same thing, 20 times 5 equals 100%. So, yeah. And I mean, even before all of this, a large amount of Ether already wasn't moving. And we already saw that around 1/3 of all Ether that had ever been made was already being staked, just in like the, staking protocol, not even in DeFi. So realistically, if this happens, if this continues in this general motion, by the end of next summer, with just these companies, they are going to own all remaining Ether, and they will control the production supply. You have to have Ether to make Ether, and they're buying up all the Ether. They're going to be the only people who are going to be minting it. Cool. That's Bitmines in the news like once or twice a week now. I wonder why. And yeah, let's move on. And oh gosh, here we go. So a little bit of a recap. There were let's back that up a little bit. I was like, wait, no. There's definitely more context to this. There have been rumors that Ripple the company has been working with BlackRock for a number of years now. The secondary part has been the rumors floating around that when the lawsuit between Ripple and the SEC was finalized, that we would hear BlackRock announce that they were going to try to launch an XRP ETF. That then formed, what was the most recent thing that we heard? It was something with the Fed. So the Federal Reserve, like the people who print money within the US, they're throwing a crypto conference in like 2 weeks or something. It's called like the future of money or the future of Power Rangers. I don't know exactly what, but it has some weird, sure, why not kind of name. And I think we found out that Ripple is going to be in attendance. So when I saw this news, I was like, this is just going to set everyone into a bit of a frenzy, because Ripple every year throws a conference called Swell. That's like the 8th time I'm saying it in the last quarter. And during this conference, historically, Ripple tends to just have a bunch of like executives, sit on stage and talk about the future of money, and we're going to be giving Ripple 50 million to do this, and this will happen with that. In previous years, people have really hyped it up, and they thought that someone was going to stand on stage and go, I don't know how to say this, but we're no longer using the dollar. Starting Tuesday, the entire United States is only using XRP. Really, it sounds like a joke, but this is, and you can't even sit there and laugh because Bitcoin maximalists do the exact same thing. These new interesting Ethereum maximalists that we have popping up have also recently been in the news talking about Ether is going to $1.5 million per coin and is going to be, it'll be the only currency on the planet. It's a brand new internet. I'm like, okay, everyone cool it. So the problem is, and I say problem lightly, is that the Ripple BlackRock connections actually have some weight behind it. Ripple has officially announced that a representative from BlackRock will indeed participate in their upcoming Swell 2025 conference, scheduled for the 4th to 5th of November in New York City. Yeah, so apparently they have been in contact. And I mean, if we can all just be completely honest with ourselves, Ripple is like one of the top 10 biggest companies in the cryptocurrency space. I think it would be nonsensical to assume that BlackRock doesn't know who they are or haven't been in contact with them in some shape or matter. But to actually have someone from BlackRock at the conference, this is going to cause a lot of people to lose their marbles because everyone will now be anticipating and speculating as to what the heck could actually be going on. The company revealed that Maxwell Stein, BlackRock's director of digital assets, will feature as one of the event's speakers. His inclusion quickly became one of the most discussed points about the conference, given the asset manager's influence in traditional and digital finance. There was what's this guy's name? I don't remember his name. The guy on Twitter who's like one of the, was it Seifert? Maybe. One of the guys who does like ETFs and stuff like that on Twitter, more or less predicted a whole slew of ETFs being approved in the very near future by the SEC, a bunch of different altcoins. And he said when that happens, he said the W word, when that happens, we would then see hundreds of applications being filed by anyone who wants to basically launch some kind of a futures product, not a futures, a spot ETF product for a lot of these coins, which then led a lot of the news behind the scenes to kind of become, people are expecting 50 to 100 XRP ETFs over the course of next year. It sounds believable. Hold your horses. It does sound believable. And then the BlackRock news actually happened, and now I would probably say that something big is probably brewing between Ripple and BlackRock. There's a reason why they're going to the conference. There are other cryptocurrency conferences for different coins happening or that have happened. And BlackRock and Fidelity are usually not there. I'm not naming any coins, but you know who you are. Stein is scheduled to appear alongside Rory Gallagher of Moody's Investor Services. According to Ripple's published agenda, their session will explore the impact of tokenized financial assets on capital markets. If you missed any of that as well, I know it sounds lightly abstract. Ripple apparently has been working with a number of companies and banks and institutions because we are moving into, so next year's, the word's not agenda. You know how like this year has basically been like ETF, stable coins, like every year has kind of like a theme. Next year's is meant to be like hyper tokenization, basically converting everything that has value onto a blockchain. That has been one of the main focuses of Ripple for quite some time. The idea of just exclusively working with banks, is still there, but they're also working on the tokenization efforts. As we see, you might have missed, a number of companies are announcing that they're now offering like tokenized stocks, or stocks that are like tokenized on a blockchain. And then I think Robinhood just announced this as well, to be able to have it on their platform, as it is seen as an easier way to transact in value. It's just more of other people who control these chains, who run these chains, who created these chains. It's just an additional way to make money. If you have banks putting their stable coins on top of these chains, and if you get stock exchanges who also have a stake in these chains as well, putting their coins on these blockchains, the transactions are going to create an enormous amount of money for the people in the background validating transactions and whatnot. So yeah. Very big news. We will see what happens. I assume this is going to be a generalized discussion. It says the impact of tokenized financial assets on capital markets. Tokenized assets are expected to be like the next big boom, basically moving everything, literally everything that has value on chain. That when we were talking about real estate, it has to do with you have a home and you decide, I want to rent it out, or I want to sell something, or I want to do something. You basically divvy it up on a blockchain and you sell out fractionalized versions of it. Or you want to get more ridiculous, you own multiple different properties, these other rental properties, and you have one, it's worth $1 million. And you're like, actually, I want to sell off 49% of it. You keep 51, like the largest stake in it. The other money that you make from the 49% that you sold, or that you're leasing out or renting out, you use that money then to go buy another property. Like, there's countless applications as far as they're saying, but this is what the future is going to be like. The idea of owning something in its entirety will no longer be a thing. I just watched a video 3 or 4 days ago, and they were alluding to this. It's not explicitly the thing, you will own nothing and be happy. It's more of from a futuristic standpoint. People, owning a 5-bedroom home is, a dream. 3 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 1 bed. If you own a studio, you are literally farther ahead than billions of people on this planet. That sounds crazy. It's probably because you grew up in a very privileged position. The idea of owning anything in its entirety, nonetheless property, is going to disappear pretty fast. If we're talking about that 2035, 2040, corporate landlords will own all remaining real estate within the United States. The only other way to get around this is to buy fractionalized property, or, fractions of something else. That was part of the thing, if you saw it as well. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Yeah. So let's see what happens. I'm expecting just a generalized discussion. I assure you, one day we will see Ripple and BlackRock skipping through a park together, holding hands. So, there's always so much speculation as to what is going to happen or what could happen. I think it's already happening. It's the same exact thing when we get news of all these companies buying up huge amounts of crypto, and then prices don't move, and I'm like, this is happening on purpose. The fact that we are even getting this news is crazy. The fact that we know that they're buying, is monumental. Like we are literally ahead of the curve. So there's a lot taking place, but the general public just doesn't know about it, or doesn't want to know about it. I think that's going to do it for this video, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Hope everyone out there is indeed doing absolutely fantastic. I thank every single one of you for watching the video, liking the video, commenting on the video, and supporting the channel in your own way. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.